Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
So I want to welcome you guys to Conway Glass today, and this morning we're going to share everything that we can about Conway Glass with you. And right now we are in my studio, the stained glass studio, where I build, design, cut and fabricate stained glass windows. So the project that you see here in front of me and in front of you, this is phase 2 for Drunken Jack's down in Murrells Inlet. So what we are to the point now where we need to add our reinforcing bars. So our reinforcing bar stabilizes the window because they have a lot of traffic there at Drunken Jack's, and there's always children going to push on it and everything. So these bars run vertically. This is a steel bar. Okay, and it has been dipped in tin. And because it's been dipped in tin, that's why that we can use our solder. Now I have to get the bar ready because the bar attaches to the solder joints along the window, and that's what keeps the window very rigid. So we start out with just a little bit of flux, or it's an acid, and we place it on the steel, and then you'll hear a little bit of a tsh. Hear that? And then we hold it there and let the steel get hot, and then we pick straight up, just like that, straight up. But because these lines, they run like this and then one runs like this, when you get this in the light, Katie, it moves.
It's so cool.
The water actually moves when you get it in the light. We have a lot of fun. Barbara and I have a lot of fun. We find ourselves almost enjoying ourselves too much.
I can see why,
because
though.
this is how we make our living. Yeah. And I was taught to do stained glass 44 years ago when I worked for another man. And rather than being laid off for the winter, I went to work with his wife who did stained glass windows for the company. And then I really found my joy was designing and fabricating stained glass window and making people cry.
That's a good thing to have on your resume.
I've done my job.
You've done your job. And I love that you guys, after all these years, are able to share your knowledge with so many people who have never thought that they could do stained glass.
Right.
You teach workshops, you have all these videos on social media for free that it's just out there if you want to learn.
Right, and we have our classroom. Probably our most popular class for the novice is our make and take class. The make and take class, I cut all the glass for you. Your piece, it's ready for you when you get here. And then I teach you in 4 hours the fabrication process. And
wow.
You leave with a piece of sun catcher.
Well, for someone watching right now that either wants to come take a class with you guys, wants to come by and shop all the gorgeous pieces you have here, where are you located and where can people find your website?
So we are at 708 12th Avenue in Conway. You can get a hold of us or go to our website to register for a class at conwayglass.com. We also,
social media.
We have our social media.
You have to check it out.
And you need to check out. We have over 1,000 videos, 31,000 subscribers. And on our YouTube channel, which is Arty, ARTYRV, Glass Studio, can go there and actually learn how to do stained glass by watching our videos.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina. This story is sponsored by Plexiderm.
All right, everyone. I have my friend Annette back in the studio today. We're going to talk about Plexiderm skincare. It's one of our favorite things to talk about.
It is absolutely my favorite thing to talk about. Thank God for Plexiderm. It really turns back the clock, makes you feel like your best self. So many people in my family use this product because it's simple, easy, and effective. And what we're looking at here are before and afters and the dramatic results you can expect to see when you use Plexiderm. Not only makes you look more refreshed, but it's a confidence booster, Katie, because let's face it, when you look good, you feel good. And this is Samantha. She started at a very young age with the puffiness, the dark circles. And this just goes to show you at the first signs of aging, you can benefit from using Plexiderm. It makes you look more refreshed, more youthful, like you had the best sleep of your life. Finally, a product that works as advertised.
I love it. And of course, it works on different areas of the face too. It's not just for the forehead or around the eyes. You can use it kind of everywhere.
Yes, everywhere, even the chin, mouth, and neck area. How many times have you seen somebody that you look at their face, it looks youthful, but the neck really ages us? The good news is Plexiderm works there too. I also have very sensitive skin. It has never bothered me once because they take silicates from this shale clay right there. And what it does is it creates an invisible layer that tightens and smooths the skin right before your eyes. If you've never used it, you need to watch it happen for the first time. And it is quick, easy, and lasts up to 10 hours as long as you don't get it wet.
And I know people are probably wondering how long it takes for the effects to happen, in your morning routine.
Yes, so you're gonna apply it on a clean, dry face. And again, you're gonna wait the full 10 minutes. That's how you get the maximum results. Even though with me, it always happens in under 5. Make sure your face is clean and dry. A little goes a long way, a pearl size amount. You're gonna apply it to the target areas. I use it for my dark circles, my deep set forehead lines, and then that's it. You can have some me time or take a before and after picture. It is unbelievable. I always call it my Plexiderm dance or the rise, Plexiderm and shine, because that's exactly what you do when you see these results happening.
And now guys need to listen up too, because this is not just for the ladies. Guys use Plexiderm all the time.
Absolutely. Guys love this product because it goes on clear, completely natural finish. They love it. Let's face it, they want to look good and feel good too. My husband uses it, my uncles, my dad. This product is for men and women.
All right. Well, I know people are probably wanting to know about the deals. Plexiderm always has a great deal going on, but what's going on right now?
Yes, we have a deal for the viewers. It's a 6-day, 6-application trial pack, $14.95, free shipping, 30-day money-back guarantee. That is how confident we are that you are going to love this product. Turn back the clock, look more youthful, and still look like yourself. That is the best part. And Katie, I have one little story I'd love to share. I have a friend that's in her 40s that has been taking care of her mom with dementia. She called me and said, Annette, will this work? I look like I've aged years. I said, of course it will. I told her how to use it. She called me back crying, saying, I feel back to my normal self. Because let's face it, when you look it on the outside, it makes you feel good on the inside. And that's exactly what Plexiderm does. And if you want to give it a try, all you have to do is call 1-800-975-8083, turn back the clock, and just shine with Plexiderm and boost your confidence.
This story is sponsored by Plexiderm.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined by Dr. Anthony Thompson. How are you doing?
Doing quite well, Katie, and yourself?
I'm doing wonderful.
You know, our goal is, first of all, we got the name came from Ephesians, 2nd chapter.
And this is a group of a lot of different people in Charleston, leaders in Charleston.
Yes.
Tell me about your board.
Yes, well, my board consists, very diverse board. Has to be. You know, we have young people, white, black, Latino, you know, and everybody's denomination is completely different.
Yeah.
You know, Catholics, Reformed Episcopalians, Baptists, I mean, and so it's very diverse for a purpose, you know, because, you know, we're trying to promote what Christ already did. More or less promote, we're trying to perpetuate what he already did. And that is by the grace of God to encourage people through acts of forgiveness, repentance, and reconciliation, okay, to destroy those barriers that divide us, that hostility that divide us. Like I said, that can be a number of things, you know. And it's not just for one particular thing, but it can be a number of things so that we can come together as one family, you know, the way it was intended to be. And so that's where we start.
And you were able to do this on a really big scale.
Yeah.
Whenever you had that event.
Yeah, when we had the event, oh, that took a lot of work.
I'm sure.
mean,
Lots of planning.
I mean, even getting the organization together just to come as one. We didn't just do it right away. When I came back, this incident with George Floyd occurred. But to our surprise, the people in Charleston protested. You know, it's like, wow, I mean, they really they tore downtown up. They're mostly young people. And so we were shocked, we were surprised. And so there's a pastor named Reverend Zalik, who's the senior pastor at St. Michael's. And he and I have been doing some Lent season services together with other churches. So he called me up and said, you know, we need to do something to try to, you know, put some damper on what happened last night and let people know, you know, we're one.
Well, this might be the most relaxed I've ever been filming a segment. I am at Salt and Detox Oasis with Fabiola. Thanks so much for having me today.
Thank you for being here, Katie.
My goodness. Okay, we first have to address that if you hear some humming in the background, there's a reason for that. Fabiola, what is going on that is causing this noise?
So right now the Halo generator is on. So it is a machine that I use with sodium chloride. The sodium chloride is grounded into very fine particles, and those particles are dispersed into the air. So that is the benefit of the room, where you're breathing that type of salty air, which helps to coat the nasal passages, the bronchial tubes, as well as your lungs, and it acts as a cleaning agent for your respiratory system. So if you do suffer from allergies, bronchitis, or other common respiratory, concerns, or even like the after COVID effects, it's a great way to help relieve your respiratory system and also clean and hopefully enhance it.
This is so cool to be able to walk on salt. You're breathing it in.
Yes.
But it's also the aesthetics of being in here. It's so relaxing.
Yes, it is. So in the process of building this room, really wanted to make it a relaxing environment for everyone who, enjoys this session. So it's really about helping everyone that walks through my doors and giving them relief, giving them a sense of peace, and hopefully they walk out feeling better and feeling that they're able to just conquer what they need to conquer, through the sessions that they experience here.
I know a lot of people watching right now are feeling that way. So if they want to come by and try this room out or try one of your other awesome services, how can they do that?
So I am located at 3885 Renee Drive in the Carolina Forest area. I am, I guess if you are familiar with like the Kroger Shopping Center, that's where you can find me. And my phone number is 843-742-5938. And the website is saltanddetoxoasis.com.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I'm so excited to be rejoined by Quadre Stuckey. How are you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm glad to be here. Nice to see you again. Thank you.
Of course, of course. We've got a lot to talk about. He's obviously brought some stuff to show us today. But give me an update on what you've been doing for the last couple months.
Well, I mean, life's been amazing. I've been doing my shows. I published a new book. I have new artwork. I also got engaged recently too, so that's new. That's exciting. And you know, I'm just getting ready for what 2024 has to bring and offer. So I'm excited for that too.
And one thing I know about you is you do a ton of research.
Yes.
So that took a lot to go into this book, huh?
Yes, it is. So this is my new book right here, Gullah Paintings 3. So inside the actual book, it's an art educational book for children. In the book, I actually talk about the history of Gullah. I also talk about, you know, the seafood culture, where we do a lot of shrimping, a lot of red rice, a lot of okra. I talk about a lot of the superstitions like the bottle trees, the buhag, the haint blues. And I talk about the artwork, because a lot of people love my artwork. So I talk about the artwork and then the spirituality and the connections we have to Barbados and our architecture. So this is a very good book to add to your collection if you don't have a book collection. This is a good piece to start with a book collection.
So for people who may not know who you are,
Yes.
the very few people out there,
Yes.
talk to me about your art, how you got into art, and where you draw inspiration from.
So my art is based upon my culture, Gullah Geechee culture. And what Gullah Geechee culture is pretty much the enslaved Africans that were brought over from different parts of West Africa, the Ivory Coast and Gold Coast. They were isolated on sea islands like through the Carolinas and, you know, like Myrtle Beach, area where we're at now. And pretty much it's just us staying closest to our West African heritage. So that's why I draw a lot of my inspiration from when it comes to like my paintings. I like to use a lot of bright, bold, tropical colors, because when you look at the work, I want you to feel excited. I want you to feel happy. I want you to feel good about yourself. And you know, I do a lot of paintings on women because women played a big role in my life. Like, you know, my mother, my grandmother, and my aunts. So that's like where a lot of my inspiration comes from. Also just that everyday low country lifestyle, like being by the beach, fishing, shrimping, you know, just enjoying the scenery with a loved one. So that's where it comes from.
Okay. So when you were finding inspiration for your book, doing the research, was there anything that you've learned along the way that kind of shocked you or surprised you a bit?
Yeah, so there was certain things that I didn't know about certain superstitions. So for example, like we have something called like the buhag that rides you at night when you're asleep and you can't move. So really scientifically it's called when you sit there and you can't move but you're awake. Yeah, sleep paralysis.
It's happened to me before.
But our name for it is buhag. So that's just kind of like the translation when it comes to our culture to scientifically they're calling it sleep paralysis. So that was something, you know, that kind of stuck out to me, showing how close those things kind of, you know, combine and come together.
I've been visited by that before.
Ooh,
it's pretty scary.
It is. You're up, you can't move. It's like you're in a scary movie, a horror flick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about the bottle trees. I don't know the superstition behind that.
So what you put blue bottle trees in your yard. The reason why is it sucks in the evil spirit. So let's say like if a hag tries to come and get you, instead of getting into the house, you know, to put you in that paralysis, it'll actually go into the blue bottle tree and then it gets locked in there. And then when the sunlight comes out in the daytime, it'll actually burn up in the sun. And then sometimes, like, people say they hear superstition of, like, it whistling outside. That's really like the wind hitting the bottle at a certain angle, and it's sounding like the buhag was captured inside of it.
Spooky.
Yes.
Interesting. All right, we have to talk about sweetgrass baskets, of course.
Definitely.
Huge, huge, huge.
Yes.
All across the Low Country and here in the Grand Strand.
Always, yes. So I had to bring in one of sweetgrass
Beautiful.
baskets. Yes.
Beautiful.
So what the sweetgrass basket actually consists of is sweetgrass, bulrush, pine needle, and then it's an old West African sewing tradition that we still carry today. And if you can notice, each sweetgrass has its own specific pattern and design on it. And then it was used traditionally to transport rice, fruits, vegetables, and sometimes sewn tight enough it could transport and hold water.
Because they're very strong.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.